Hey everybody, this is Sierra with Living Dreams Canvas. I am doing my very first voiceover tutorial process, whatever you'd like to call it. And so I'm going to briefly talk about what I'm doing today. I'm making a geode. I've mixed up my resin here. I'm using my EcoArt solution, silicone cups, and stir sticks. I'm using silver by Pearl X, powder pigment, and Castin Craft, the Castin Craft white for the white pigment that I'm using here. Mixing everything up really good. I've already laid down my crystals, which is actually Fireglass by Celestial Fireglass, and I didn't record myself laying that out, but pretty much I just kind of layered the texture of the glass. I put resin down on the board first, and I put the glass down, then I drizzled resin on top of the glass, and I kind of just built up the texture to create the effect that I wanted to achieve there. So what you see me doing now is just kind of framing the glass with the resin, just to kind of get the desired look that I want to achieve here. So what I did here was just added a little bit of clear to the gray that was already in the cup, just to get a lighter gray. And I used the clear resin up against the dark gray because I didn't want to pour white right up against it. I wanted the colors to kind of be separated a little bit, and you'll see what I mean more when I pour the white down next to it. There's really no wrong way of doing this. I just kind of was just, pouring in the direction that I wanted everything to go in, just to create the design that I kind of had in mind. So what I'm doing here is just using my stir stick to kind of push the white up against the gray. And I didn't want to pour directly on top of one another. I just kind of wanted the colors just to touch. And then I'm gonna, blow them around with the heat gun anyway, but I didn't want to pour right on top. I wanted the colors to be separate so that they can kind of form a shadow over one another, and you'll kind of see what I mean when I begin to blow it out with the heat gun. So here I am with the heat gun, just going over everything to pop all of the air bubbles. And then I begin to actually blow out the colors a little bit. In a second, you'll see me actually even tilt the canvas. Well, it's a wood panel. Even tilt the panel as I blow it with the heat gun to just kind of get more of the effect that I'm looking for. In case you're wondering, how are those crystals staying in place? Yeah, I did the crystals the day before and I allowed that all to dry because I know that I often tilt my panels as I'm working. So I do that, the texture spots the day before, so that they'll be nice and dry and in place, and I won't have to worry about them falling all over. So. Here I'm kind of just showing you what it looks like after that first layer has been completed. It's not dried yet, but this is just what happened after blowing it with the heat gun, after tilting. This is what it looks like before I get started with the glitter lines. So now I'm going into, sorry it's a little loud where I am. I'm getting into preparing the glitter lines, the resin for the glitter lines, and I've got my Ziploc bag. I've mixed up about maybe 2 ounces or so of resin, and I'm using Recollections silver extra fine glitter. And the key to these glitter lines is just making your glitter, your resin, super thick, because the resin will spread and then you'll get these fat messy lines, and those just do not look good unless that's what you're going for. But here that's not what I was going for, so you'll see me continue adding glitter until I get the desired thickness that I'm looking for, and then I will pour the resin into a Ziploc bag. I'll cut just a small tiny tip of the bag off, and then you'll see me creating the glitter lines. What you didn't see me do here is use my CraftSmart paint pens from Michaels to create those fine lines that you see on the resin there. I did this after that layer dried, and then I went in and I painted the lines. I drew the lines on, and I'm just kind of working around them with the glitter lines here. I'm just really, going with the flow of what the look I'm trying to create. There's really no wrong way of doing this. It's just really the way that you see goes with the aesthetic of your geode. And if you do place a line where you don't want it, just get a baby wipe, wipe it off, and just start over. Of course, if you do it before the resin starts to cure, but I mean like immediately, if you see something that you don't like, wipe it off with a baby wipe. Okay, here is the finished product. It's a couple of things that I didn't record, I didn't show you guys, and that was me adding the clear crystal quartz points. I just used a hot glue gun and I put them inside of the glass, and then I added more resin and more texture spots. Also, I used silver spray paint and I kind of added the outlining to the texture points. You'll see where they're covered with silver in a lot of areas. I just went along with the paintbrush and just kind of dabbed the silver along the outlines of the texture spots there. In my next video, I'll be sure to actually do detail by detail, step by step of everything that I do, so that you guys can actually see everything that I did here. After the flood coat, it was done.